Guys, it's Live with Lisa. How are you? It's Monday. What a great weekend we had here. It was actually sunny in California for a change. And I do know that the weather on the East Coast is getting better. So awesome. Hey, Mark, how are you? I wanted to just go over a couple of review a couple of safety tips for you guys. While I was at Leadership, I got this awesome book, Oil Advanced Magic, and it's awesome. This book is really, really great. It has lots of great protocols in it. Hi, Georgia. It actually has everything you need. So protocols, it talks about the oils, it talks about all kinds of things, but I wanted to kind of go through a couple of the safety things just so that you can have this recorded for you, and if you need it, you can refer back to it at any point in time. So first of all, children, essential oils are definitely safe to use with children, and I know a lot of people will ask that, but they're done in smaller amounts. So I want to go over that with you. The smaller the child, the smaller the amount of oil that you actually do need. And I have a chart here. It's birth to 12 months. It's usually a 1.30, so dilution ratio. So it's like 1 drop. So internal, I'm sorry, that was internal use. So 1 drop, and it would be 3 to 12 drops in a 12-hour period. Okay, if they're 1 to 5 years old, it's a 1 to 20 ratio. So it's 1 drop, and it's 3 to 12 drops in a 12-hour as well. And then 6 to 11 years, it's 1 to 15 ratio, so 1 to 2 drops, and that also equals out to 3 to 12 drops in a 12-hour hour period of time. If you're on medication, always consult the physician, right? If you're not sure, and I don't know how many medications you're taking, hopefully not many. Hi, Georgia. And I want to make sure that you guys understand. I know there's a lot of question, especially on the grapefruit. I do believe we have a video in our files there from a Dr. Goff, and he actually talks about that. And the reason it does not interfere with certain medications you're taking is because there's no protein in our oils. The protein is taken out during the distillation process. So grapefruit would not bother you if you are on certain medications. So definitely check with your doctor if you're on a lot of medications. Do a little research yourself. Some doctors will say, no, don't take things, but I believe that we have to be empowered with our own health, right? Western medicine doctors don't look at us from a holistic point of view as the whole body, and I think we need to be the ones who maybe sometimes educate them or encourage them to look further into what we want. When I was looking at it for doctors back in Connecticut, I actually interviewed my doctors, and I know we need a PCP to have any other doctor, so I wanted to make sure my PCP was really willing to work with me and how I wanted to treat my body and my, health. So definitely don't be afraid to ask questions and go out there and talk to your doctors and say, hey, I want a holistic, remedy for this, and here's what I want to do. How can you support me in my journey? And don't be afraid. That's really something that you can definitely do. Pregnancy. Essential oils are actually wonderful during pregnancy and can support women who wish to use the oils during this time, especially during their first trimester, is aromatic use. And then oils can be used in smaller doses. Certain oils we definitely want to avoid during pregnancy, and that is birch, cassia, cinnamon, cypress, eucalyptus, rosemary, thyme, and wintergreen. Okay, and you can look further into that as to why, but definitely those are ones that you want to avoid during pregnancy or taken in smaller doses, I should say, not totally avoided. Sensitive skin. Dilute as necessary, right? And even though doTERRA has a lot of oils that can be used neat, they also say that when you dilute it, it actually helps push the oil into the skin, because when you put it on undiluted, it actually 70% flashes off, which is okay because now you're getting it aromatically, but definitely, you know, putting a fractionated coconut oil on there is a great thing to do because it actually will help if you have sensitive skin, or if it's for a child, or maybe for a senior that has very thin skin, and just to keep, you know, it from, especially people, when you have a hot oil, please dilute it. Oregano, cassia, wintergreen sometimes can be, you know, sensitive to some people. Cinnamon, lemongrass can also be an oil that some people have to dilute. So make sure that you actually do that. And if you want, you can always apply it to the bottom of your feet. It makes it a little bit easier for you to handle on the bottom of our feet with that thick skin that we have. If an oil burns you, like if you put it on and it's just starting to sting a little bit more, I know I've put on cassia or cinnamon and, you know, all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, it's tingling. You just have to add a carrier oil. That could be the olive oil in your kitchen. It could even be milk from your refrigerator. Hopefully you're not drinking a lot of milk, but, you know, milk anyway, or coconut milk or cashew milk, because it has fat in it. And that's what's going to calm down that burning sensation if you have it, okay? Don't mix it with water, because oil and water don't mix, so that's going to actually make that discomfort a little bit more. And if you use too much and the oil comes out of the bottle, simply just wipe it up, and you can, you know, put it on a napkin, or you can, you know, rub it on you somewhere in the bottom of your feet. Citrus oils are photosensitive, and some, you know, the summer's coming, the spring is coming, we're outdoors more. We may not be, you know, thinking about it because we might use certain oils all the time that we just really, really love. You really want to be careful with the citrus oils and not put on lemon or wild orange or cheer, right? You know, grapefruit on our skin and then go and sit out in the sun. If you're going to be out in the sun and you have it on the back of your neck, if your neck is covered by your hair, okay, but you don't want to put those oils on and then just go out in the sun. You're going to want to wait anywhere from 6 to 12 hours before you go out, because it so also any of the hot oils, again, you're going to want to make sure that you dilute them. Do not go into a sun tanning bed. I have seen pictures of a girl who did after applying wild orange to her body. It wasn't a pretty sight. So, you know, again, we just have to be responsible, okay? Lifestyle habits, you know, keeping your oils accessible, having them available, not put away in a drawer or a cabinet. Put them out on your counter. Put them out on your bathroom counter or in your bathroom drawer where you go to. I actually keep my TerraZyme and right there in my bathroom. Hi, Sandy. Because I know that I'm going to take some right there when I'm in the morning and at night. And it's very accessible. It's right there when I brush my teeth. I take some. So I know that I'm starting off, you know, well in the morning. But keep your oils available. Make them so that you're going to put them on and not be hidden in your purse or not be hidden in the drawer. Apply them. Use them. Experiment with them. Okay, and then how much can you use? You know, you're going to discover when you're a newbie just using the oils, you can always be a little bit less, you know, and just start trying them little by little. Hi, Christina. And then as you get familiar with the oils, as you maybe join our oil camp, or you come on here and we give you a few protocols to use, or you get this wonderful book. This is one of many, but as you start experimenting with them, and I know Christina has experimented with a lot of DIY products that she does right at home. Definitely increase, and you'll know what to use. I have a regimen where I put on about 10 different oils in the morning, just a drop here, a drop there. I might put some in my body butter that I have. I like to do the frankincense after my shower. You know, I'm going to put some on my skin before I put on my makeup. You know, I might put some in my hair as I'm drying it or fixing it up. I'm going to put some over my heart or on the back of my neck or on the bottom of my feet. So I will do that with several different oils, and then I'll put them on throughout the day, and I have a regimen that I use at night. What you want to do is just You use a little bit, but you use them frequently throughout the day. That's where we stay more stress-free, more focused, more like I this morning, I was so grateful that I had my oils with me because I felt like I just couldn't stay focused, right? And my mind kept wandering. So the oils really do help if you use them consistently. So make sure you do that. There's also a chart. I just got this at Leadership. Right, there's plenty of reflexology charts that you can get, and they really do simulate the inside of our body with all of our organs. Right foot, left foot is a little bit different. Most of it's the same, but there are some, because your liver's on your right side, your spleen's on your left side. Did I say that right? Yes. So you want to, that's a great reference to use your oils. Always applying them to the bottom of your feet. If you have a specific area that you're trying to target, you can actually do that right on the bottom of your feet. You can do it on your hands, but most times we're always touching, something. So I like to do it on the bottom of my feet. And I will tell you that if I have an issue on my eyelid, because I have a little swollen a couple times, I actually will use the reflexology points on my feet, which are right here on the toes, right underneath the toes there. So it will help. I had a little inflammation going on, and so these charts for the reflexology can be really, really powerful for you to use. And then here's just a little thing about blending, and they say blend. There's so many recipes out there. You try it. If it doesn't work for you, try again. Don't give up, because depending on what you're seeking to do, look those things up. And again, in the book, you can Google it. There's, Google multiple things, get multiple references and see if they kind of match up. Okay, a little bit. Sometimes somebody will use a lot of oils, and other times people will use not enough. And I think most times it's not enough oils that people use, and they don't get the response that they're looking for, so they don't think the oils work. And that happens a lot when we're newbies, and it did for myself too. But really just keep experimenting. Okay, if you have a lot of oils in a 10 ml roller bottle, remember it's the potency of the oils blend, okay, that is going to help you. You're not going to use a lot of oil. It's still a rub up and down your foot, a rub on the inside of your arm, on the back of your neck. You're not using a lot of oils, but it's the potency of those blends and how many drops are in there that are going to be what helps you. So keep that in mind. Don't not mix different oils together. They do actually help a lot. And I know there's a lot of talk out there about how you blend the oils and which oils going first by the notes and everything. There's a lot of references out there. The books that we have for resources are really a great resource for you. So try getting one of the books and really just, play around with it. Make some bath salts, or make some, lip balms, or make some deodorant or laundry detergent. I just went to a little girls' night, and she had given, some of her guests free products that she made. And I talked to one of the ladies yesterday, and it was a detergent, and she said it just smelled wonderful. So there's so much that you can do with your oils. It's really about becoming a product of the product, right? Just really get out there. And I will tell you that purity and potency for doTERRA is the number one thing that they look at. Okay, purity means that the essential oil has no contaminants or fillers. It was cold pressed or distilled using steam distillation, and that's done at a very specific heat temperature and processing and all of that. So there's a lot more that goes into that than just distilling it. It has to be at the right temperature, and it has to be slow steam distilled. If you go too fast, you can just change the chemical constituents, and that's why doTERRA works so closely with their growers and harvesters and when they distill. Potency. or chemical accuracy. And this means that the essential oil has an ideal chemical profile, okay, for that particular plant in order to produce the intended therapeutic benefits for you. Plant chemistry develops differently based on where the plant is grown, the climate, the altitude, the soil conditions, and even the growing practices. And so that's why, again, doTERRA works really closely and with the growers. And these growers, doTERRA doesn't want to buy the fields, right, or the plants or the areas, right? They want to work with the experts who have been handed down this stuff from generations upon generations, and they know what to do. They know when it's best to pick the plant, and they know how it's best to distill. And doTERRA has actually helped them out by giving them the distilleries and the building distilleries and helping them out and making it very prestigious for them to actually have great working conditions. And so we're getting the best oil. So just, purity and potency matters, and it's, that's the number one reason why we share doTERRA, because it is the best out there. And doTERRA is stepping away from that little MLM company thing that everybody's doing, right? And they're going into the healthcare field. This is huge. This is huge in the next 10 years. So you can see their growth coming, and it's going to be powerful for so many of us who are looking for natural, healthy alternatives to what we've been used to our whole life. I can't wait to see what that future brings for me. It's going to be amazing. They do a lot of testing. I get into that maybe at another time, but definitely, a lot of testing to make sure there is no adulteration that goes on with their oils. And 11 tests get done through the APRC, and I believe doTERRA said, they now do 54 tests, 11 of them being, with the APRC. And that the acronym for that is the aromatherapy something. I'll have to look that up and let you know. But somebody had said to them, "Oh, I thought we only did 24." And who was it? Corey Lindley had said, "Hey, well, as a company, we've grown from this little to now this big. We need to up our expertise and make sure that we're doing enough testing and that we're making sure we bring everybody the perfect product that's going to be the same therapeutic benefits." So we do a lot more testing than they used to do in the beginning. Okay, guys, I hope this was a little bit informative for you. Stay tuned. Make sure you, ask your questions. If you have something to post, please post it. We would love to see your recipes. We'd love to see you interact. And if you have a protocol that you use for yourself, please post it for everybody else to share and enjoy. And LRP Love is going to be coming next week for April, and we will see you then. All right. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.